On the morning of August 30th, 2013, police officers found a Toyota Highlander flipped on its side near California's Castaic Lake. Doors open, windows smashed, blood on the headrest, and not a single trace of the driver. 19-year-old college student Bryce Laspisa had vanished into the darkness of the California hills as if he'd simply evaporated. But Bryce didn't just disappear. His final 48 hours were a slow motion unraveling filled with strange behavior, cryptic messages, and decisions that made no sense to anyone who loved him. A young man who grew up happy, supported, surrounded by love, suddenly drove hundreds of miles in circles, avoided his family, gave away his belongings, and then just hours before he was supposed to come home, crashed his car into a ravine and walked away forever. What happened to Bryce and what was he running from? Bryce was born on April 30th, 1994, the only child of Michael and Karen Laspisa. He grew up in a peaceful suburb of Chicago, an artistic, intelligent, athletic kid who loved movies, video games, and design. There were no red flags, no trauma, no signs of emotional instability. When he moved to California in 2012 to study graphic industrial design at Sierra College, his parents followed shortly after settling in Laguna Niguel so they could remain close while still giving him independence. His freshman year was normal, even great. He came home for holidays, joked with his parents, talked about his girlfriend Kim, and counted the days until he could return to campus. But when the new semester started, something inside Bryce changed overnight. It started small, just odd behavior. But within 24 hours, Bryce was acting like a completely different person. His girlfriend Kim said he looked distant, hollow, as if he hadn't slept in days. He started giving away his clothes, his Xbox, even jewelry his mom had given him. He broke up with Kim over text, saying a chilling line, "You'll be better off without me." His roommate Sean called Bryce's mother, confessing that Bryce had been drinking heavily and abusing Vyvanse, an ADHD stimulant that can trigger paranoia, manic episodes, or psychotic breaks when misused. Kim begged him not to drive. Bryce insisted he was fine. At 11:30 p.m., he left Kim's house and began a bizarre, haunting journey that still baffles investigators today. Instead of returning to campus, Bryce drove for hours in the wrong direction toward the deserts of Southern California. At 9 a.m., stranded near Bakersfield, he used his parents' insurance to get roadside fuel. When a gas station worker named Christian found him sitting alone in his car, Bryce's eyes were bloodshot, his voice shaky. Christian told Karen, "He's here, but something's wrong." Yet, Bryce insisted he was just tired and heading home, but he didn't. For the next 13 hours, Bryce sat in the same tiny town Buttonwillow, barely moving his car. His parents called, police checked on him. No one could understand why he wouldn't drive home. When officers questioned him, he passed sobriety tests and claimed he was fine. But he refused to call his mother. When he finally did, he said once again, "I'm on my way." But he wasn't. At 1:50 a.m., Bryce told his mother he was back on the highway. At 2:08 a.m., he called again, saying he got off the interstate by mistake. At 4:29 a.m., cameras caught him near Castaic Lake, circling the area. Minutes later, he accelerated toward a cliff without braking, launching the Toyota down a 25-foot embankment. The back window was kicked out from the inside, suggesting Bryce crawled out alive. His phone, wallet, and laptop were still in the car. Blood was found, but not enough to indicate a serious injury. Search dogs tracked is sent to a truck stop, then it vanished, as if Bryce stepped into another vehicle or disappeared into the dark. For years, investigators searched the lake, the forest, the highways. Nothing, no body, no clothing, no trace of Bryce, not one. Some believe he took his own life, overwhelmed by addiction, mental breakdown, or a secret he never shared. Others think he suffered a psychotic break, wandered into the wilderness, and collapsed somewhere unreachable. But then there are the darker theories. His backpack was found open in the trunk as if he grabbed something before running. Was Bryce trying to escape a threat or himself? The Laspisa family believes he is still alive, living with amnesia, cared for by strangers, unaware of who he once was. 10 years later, not a single clue has surfaced. Bryce Laspisa simply walked away from his life and became one of America's most haunting missing person mysteries. What do you think happened to Bryce?